Hi guys, welcome to part 5 of our 8-part series, Types of Project Evaluation Methods. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel because on a regular basis I post updates on monitoring and evaluation. So in case you don't know me, Coach Alexander, I've been here for 10 years doing my thing. This is what I do, this is what I enjoy. It's simply that simple. I love monitoring and evaluation. So now 2021 is going to be an amazing year. Starting January 12th, we'll start enrolling students in a 6-month one-on-one coaching program in M&E. So I would urge you guys, I would urge you, my dear friends, to please consider contacting me in the email in the description below. Then I'm going to show you how you can enroll into this 6-month program. It is very good. It's good for you. It's good for your organization, and it's also important for your career progression. In case you haven't yet downloaded these free ebooks, please do well to download them. They're in the description below. I'll try my best this year to release the 2021 edition. So look out for that, guys. I have the how to set up a monitoring and evaluation system step-by-step course, which is being run on Udemy. Please, guys, don't hesitate to enroll because it is also very cheap and it's going to show you exactly how M&E systems are developed. As usual, this is quite a long video, okay? At least 10 minutes, but knowing viewers on YouTube, they get impatient. So it's quite long. 10 minutes is long on YouTube, apparently. So in case you want to navigate the video efficiently, just use the timestamps. They're in the description below. Okay, so what is impact evaluation? I think I've talked about this many times on my channel, and quite frankly, I'm not going to spend time because what I'm going to do, I found another video on YouTube. It's a Creative Commons video, which means that it's free to share and reuse. So it's on YouTube. I want you to watch it, have a different perspective of what people say impact evaluation is. But still, I'm gonna explain it to you briefly. So what is this impact evaluation? You know, the impact evaluation answers the question of attribution, all right? Attribution is quite a complicated thing because you have a project. Let's say you have a project that wants to bring economic empowerment to women. How are you going to determine that it was indeed your project that did the change, that improved the lives of that group, those group of women, when you have maybe 2 or 3 other similar projects doing the same? So that's what impact evaluation tries to do. And the thing is that it can get quite difficult, especially when you have different factors, different players that may have contributed to a result. So the attribution is really the center of why this type of evaluation is done. And what makes this evaluation unique, it's usually done after many years of project implementation. After the implementation has concluded, you do the impact evaluation. So even just the word itself, impact. When you hear the word impact, we're talking about long-term change. So you want to determine whether there has been any positive or negative change. Of course, we want to see the positive, but you know, there are so many effects that come from a project sometimes. So you might actually also be capturing negative results. So when you're answering, okay, so how is this attribution solved? Well, a lot of researchers say that the best way to answer this question, first of all, you have to accept that it's difficult to answer. But there are ways, and what I see come all the time. I've done my reading, I've done my own research. What I see come on on the internet, in books, is that you need to have a control group. That's the only way you'll be able to determine whether your project actually was responsible for the intended change. Okay? So, what is a control group? Let's say you have you have targeted, of course, you've targeted certain women in one area. That's where your project is running, and obviously, that your project, because it's running in one area, it's going to impact on the women in that area. But then your project, which is, of course, it's not running, it's not operating everywhere. There are other areas where it has no presence at all. So in those areas where there's no presence at all, you also sample that area of people. Those become your control group. And hence you do comparisons. You compare the project implementation area, the beneficiaries there, to the people that were not benefiting from your program, and then you can make conclusions. Okay? So now, like I earlier mentioned, there's a video, it's Audiopedia, okay, interesting YouTube channel. So I want you to take time, watch this video. As you can see there, the license is Creative Commons Attribution License, which means that I can reuse this. Okay, of course I can't modify it, but I can reuse it, and it's easy. It's also promoting, I'm actually promoting their channel by putting their video in my video. So it's a win-win situation, really. Okay, so guys, until we meet again after watching this video, you can write to me, say hi. If you have any donations, I would really appreciate if you can donate to me. But at this point in time, I leave it there. I've been your host, Coach Alexander, and see you on the other side. Bye.
Impact evaluation assesses the changes that can be attributed to a particular intervention, such as a project, program or policy, both the intended ones, as well as ideally the unintended ones. In contrast to outcome monitoring, which examines whether targets have been achieved, impact evaluation is structured to answer the question, how would outcomes such as participants' well-being have changed if the intervention had not been undertaken? This involves counterfactual analysis, that is, a comparison between what actually happened and what would have happened in the absence of the intervention. Impact evaluations seek to answer cause and effect questions. In other words, they look for the changes in outcome that are directly attributable to a program. Impact evaluation helps people answer key questions for evidence-based policymaking: what works, what doesn't, where, why and for how much? It has received increasing attention in policymaking in recent years in the context of both Western and developing countries. It is an important component of the armory of evaluation tools and approaches, and integral to global efforts to improve the effectiveness of aid delivery and public spending more generally, and improving living standards. Originally more oriented towards evaluation of social sector programs in developing countries, notably conditional cash transfers, impact evaluation is now being increasingly applied in other areas such as the agriculture, energy and transport. A range of organizations are working to coordinate the production of systematic reviews. Systematic reviews aim to bridge the research policy divide by assessing the range of existing evidence on a particular topic, and presenting the information in an accessible format. Like rigorous impact evaluations, they are developed from a study protocol which sets out a priori the criteria for study inclusion, search and methods of synthesis. Systematic reviews involve 5 key steps: determination of interventions, populations, outcomes and study designs to be included, searches to identify published and unpublished literature, and application of study inclusion criteria relating to interventions, populations, outcomes and study design, as set out in study protocol. Coding of information from studies. presentation of quantitative estimates on intervention effectiveness using forest plots and, where interventions are determined as appropriately homogeneous, calculation of a pooled summary estimate using meta-analysis. Finally, systematic reviews should be updated periodically as new evidence emerges. Systematic reviews may also involve the synthesis of qualitative information, for example relating to the barriers to, or facilitators of, intervention effectiveness. Organizations supporting the production of systematic reviews include the Cochrane Collaboration, which has been coordinating systematic reviews in the medical and public health field since 1993, and publishes the Cochrane Handbook, which is definitive systematic review methodology guide. In addition, the Campbell Collaboration has coordinated the production of systematic reviews of social interventions since 2000, and the International Initiative for Impact Evaluation, in partnership with the Campbell Collaboration, is funding systematic reviews of social programs in developing countries. Other organizations supporting systematic reviews include the Institute of Education's Epicenter and the University of York's Center for Reviews and Dissemination. The body of evidence from systematic reviews is large and available through various online portals including the Cochrane Library, the Campbell Library, and the Center for Reviews and Dissemination. The available evidence from reviews of development interventions in low and middle-income countries is being built up by organizations such as the International Initiative for Impact Evaluation Synthetic Reviews Program.